Helen, congratulations on another successful weekend. A couple of victories down in Idaho at the College of Idaho Classic. Let's first talk about the Eastern Oregon game. They're probably glad that they don't have to see us on their schedule anymore after the two comeback victories we have over them this year. Talk again about how we were able to rally from a 17-point first half deficit and beat them.
I think again they made some changes. Like they saw how we attack certain things, and so they made some changes, and then something we had to adapt. And I think just early morning practice, Thanksgiving, all those things kind of got us off to a lethargic start. We just didn't have a lot of energy early. But again, we just approached it as you're not going to get out of that hole right away. So just kept trying to grind it on possessions. And we talked about, hey, getting a stop, getting a score, getting a stop. So anytime you can string together a stop, a score, a stop, and then hopefully get another score, you can make little runs. And so we made a bunch of little runs, and then we held them scoreless down the stretch to really get the run completed, because we didn't lead at all in that game until that last play. And that was just we had a set called. It became a broken set really fast. We did actually executed the other part of it very well to get to be trapped. We made him throw the ball out and kind of get hurt, and then we were able to foul a person who hadn't shot a lot of free throws, so we weren't sure how good of a free throw shooter she was, but we boxed out, and that doesn't always happen, and got up the court quickly and had a good look at a shot, and then got the put back.
And we had the composure down the stretch to outscore them 9-0 on that last run, with some new players on the floor, people who haven't been playing a whole lot the last couple of years. Does that impress you, that kind of composure?
Yeah, I think, for people who've been on the team, being able to see what it has taken in the past to come back and find ways to win, I think they see it, but you don't know how they're going to react when they're actually in that moment, and that adrenaline's going up. And but we're lucky enough to, at least in the guard spots, have people on the court who have played a lot and who have played in those situations. And so, those are kind of the key spots to try to keep it under control. But honestly, it was our ones who hadn't played a lot who were much more controlled and and ready to do it than our guards had experience. They were they weren't out of control, but I was surprised it was really our newbies, in a sense, that had the poise and down the stretch.
The next night we don't play particularly well and still come away with a win against College of Idaho, and that's another sign of a team that can be pretty good.
Right, I think we actually played well. We didn't shoot the ball particularly well. I mean, when I didn't think we played well, and I watched the film, we actually attacked things a lot better than I thought we did, and then we just had a couple lapses, had a couple stretches on defense. So for the most part, we played well, but we had some foul trouble and did some different things that made our rotations not always ideal. But again, just we always talk about there's going to be nights where the ball doesn't go in the hole, and you got to find a way. And I think we defended well, but we found ways to score, and I think people stayed confident even when they were struggling. So that was that. I mean, to get a road win on a home court against a team who's improving every day, and every game you watch, you're like, oh, they're getting better, because they have a new coach, and so they're figuring out that system. And with this kind of the adversity of some of the things for the weekend, it was great to come away with two road wins on that trip.
And now another trip, our longest one of the year, going down to Texas. Our only other two Division III non-conference opponents this year. Talk about the importance of the games against Texas Lutheran and Southwestern.
Anytime you play any Division III schools, those are the ones that are gonna that the committee looks at for getting into the tournament or for ranking you in your region. So, there's more importance in that sense for some long-term goals. But we take every game kind of the same, and we want to win every game. And so we just have to take a look, and the two teams are pretty different. Texas Lutheran's a little bit more guard-oriented, and Southwestern's a little bit more post-oriented. They both have solid players in those other positions, but just based on what they've scored so far. So, we'll have to kind of approach the two games a little bit differently, so that's always a little bit problematic, and just trying to figure out, hey, what's it going to take for us to beat them, and what things do we do well that we can really try to exploit against them. And so we watched film on, that's the beauty of a long bus ride, we watched some film on the bus ride back, and then we'll look at it a little bit more tomorrow. And so we have a little bit of a game plan today, some basics, but today's usually mainly about us, and then 2 days to prepare, because we travel Thursday, so that practice is a little bit short and not a whole lot going on except for just review.